My hand was trapped under my belly, and I could actually feel my intestines coming out. And I knew I am either going to lay here and I'm going to die, or I need to stand up to survive.
A Colorado woman is recovering from a terrifying ordeal.
A pregnant woman who was stabbed and had a baby removed from her womb.
Stay with me. Don't go to sleep. You stay on the phone with me, okay?
I looked at her. My head wasn't able to wrap around it.
Here is my baby shower. Yeah, I was really happy. Nothing has entered my awareness of what could go wrong. It's just, I'm gonna have a baby. I was only 26 at the time that I got pregnant. The first thing that my partner of the time said was, I can't wait to buy her first pair of hiking boots. We really had a love of the outdoors. And when we came across Aurora, it just felt totally right. We had pretty much gotten everything we needed except for the crib. I had sent out a text responding to the Craigslist ad for maternity clothes. Dinelle responded back to me. So I left, I went to her house. When I walked in the door, she immediately greeted me, laid out the clothes, showed them to me, put them in a bag. I'm a friendly person, so I was just chatting with her. Eventually, time started to tick on, and she's continuing to chat, disregarding some of the cues that I'm ready to go. So I decided, okay, I'll walk us over to the door. And she says, oh, I have some girl clothes that somebody gifted me before we found out it was a boy. Are you interested? I knew in the moment I didn't need them, but out of the desire to be polite and just curiosity, I said, okay, sure. She closed the door in front of me and we walked downstairs, and she was seeming very frantic as she searched the shelves. And I just had this feeling wash over me, like I have everything I need. So I just said, thank you. You have such a lovely home. And I turned around and started walking towards the door. And that's when she approached me from behind. She struck me over the back of my heart. It was such a strange contact, but then she continued like kind of wrestling with my sweater, almost like she was scratching, she was hitting. I wasn't even quite sure what was going on. So I pushed myself off of her. I lifted up my hands and I said, I don't want to hurt you, I just want to leave. She grabbed me bodily and tried to start shoving me down the hall. So we're wrestling in the hall, and eventually she shoves me into the back bedroom, brutalizing me with fists, with hands, with scratching. She shoved me backwards onto a bed. I was thrashing so much that she actually grabbed the lava lamp next to the bed and broke it over my head. I was seeing stars, totally disoriented. I had been screaming just before that moment, why are you doing this? And then she stabbed the lava lamp into my neck. I just thought to myself, how is this how I die? And then I lost consciousness. When I woke up, I was no longer on the bed, I was on the floor. And I was really groggy. Everything seemed to be slowly trickling back in. And as I looked down to my belly, I just saw a gash from hip to hip. And, I had lost a lot of blood, so I wasn't really able to comprehend. I realized, okay, I'm not in a condition to climb out of the window. If she's still in the house, I'm not in a condition that I can outrun her. I can stand up, I can go lock the door. When I stood up, I had no blood in my feet, and I actually just fell forward. My hand was trapped under my belly, and I could actually feel my intestines coming out over my arm. And I knew I am either gonna lay here and I'm gonna die, or I need to stand up. I really somehow willed myself into standing. My phone was next to the bed, so I called 911 from there.
Tell me what happened.
She cut me.
Who cut you?
Downstairs. I don't know.
Okay, hold on.
Please. I'm downstairs.
What did she cut you with?
And I'm pregnant. She got me in my stomach.
Okay.
I'm afraid.
She cut you in your stomach?
I'm bleeding out.
I know, you need to stay on the phone with me, okay? I'm getting everybody to you, okay?
I remember when they arrived.
Is that them?
Are they ringing the doorbell? She cannot get to it.
Yeah, they're here. They're here.
Okay, I'll let you go.
They immediately came to my side, and one of the police later told me she thought this couldn't have been the person that made the call. The person that made the call was pregnant. So they searched the house, and there was nobody else but me. One of the other police officers is looking at my wounds and just lifts my maternity pants and says, "Jesus." During the court case, a lot came out about what was happening while I was unconscious. She was, first of all, removed my daughter from my belly with a kitchen knife. She put her in the upstairs bathtub, and then she began cleaning up. And at some point, her partner came home early. The whole premise of this attack was so that she had a fetus to present to her partner so that she could say, "Look, I had a miscarriage," because she had been faking a pregnancy for over 10 months. She heard me waking up in the basement. She convinced him at that point that they needed to go to the hospital and bring Aurora. The nurses told me that she ran in saying, "Save my baby, save my baby." They were sort of assuming miscarriage for her. And the OBGYN got called into emergency surgery for me. And it was the same hospital. So that's actually how they tracked her down. I remember waking up in the hospital. My aunt was there. She was the first family member to arrive. And I asked the question with my eyes because my nose and my mouth, it was full of all the tubes. And she said Aurora didn't make it. So this is a picture of Aurora. They took Dinelle away, and one of the detectives took this picture for me. He just thought I would want a picture of her. I didn't get to meet Aurora until after she had gotten an autopsy. I feel really grateful for that moment. It sort of had this bizarre quality in a way because I'm doing all of these things that I would do when you're meeting your daughter. I was dressing her, I was singing to her, I was reading her a story. I sang "You Are My Sunshine," which my mom used to sing to me all the time. Yeah, it was like a hello and a goodbye.
Breaking news now out of Boulder County.
A very disturbing story developing in Colorado tonight.
I do want to warn you, the details are disturbing.
Sensationalism was selling, and so there was a real focus on the brutality, and some of the language was just meant to sell because it was so horrifying.
She was covered from head to toe in blood.
Who had her unborn child cut from her womb.
The PTSD was brutal. Nightmares, flashbacks, not just in the cognitive sense, but also like physically. I developed asthma for the next couple years, and I felt like there was like this physical memory of not being able to breathe. For a while, I really closed down my world to be very limited, just having this really sensitive hair trigger to the world, to how fast things were moving. I had to navigate just quite a bit in the upcoming years.
So today the trial begins. People are hungry to hear from Ms. Lane, to hear why you did this.
How did you ever learn how to trust strangers again?
Yeah, I believed before the attack happened in the goodness of people, and in a surprising, paradoxical way, I would say actually it was reaffirmed. For one person that wanted to do bodily harm or harm me, there were like thousands of people in my direct community alone, much less the world, who wanted to make my life better. All the attorneys, even the police officers, I think all felt very protective of me. There was something really profound in witnessing people come together to feel protective and loving towards you. It elicited something really deep in a lot of people, which is like, this could have been any of us. This could have been me. Yeah, here is Stan Garnett. This is after we had learned that Dynell was found guilty on all counts. I think I always knew that I wanted to be a therapist, but when I went through my own dark night of the soul, I decided I wanted to help other people in that journey.
She was introduced to me by a mutual friend who thought she would be a great addition to our clinical team. And I remember catching myself feeling protective of her. It became very quickly apparent that I did not need to protect her.
I mean, the colloquial wisdom tells us that our struggles are really what shape us. The most painful experience that I've ever been through has also been the source of so many beautiful things. This is a really special one. So this came from one of the nurses on the maternity ward. She had this ability to blow glass, but she would put ashes inside of it. So there are Aurora's ashes inside of this blown glass heart. Such a gift to me, you know, to have something beautiful encasing her ashes.
Do you still want to have kids?
Yeah, it took me a long time. A lot of people asked that question because they wanted relief on my behalf, that I could have kids again and that I wanted it and that this future hadn't been somehow stolen from me. But the truth is that it was. That future, that daughter was taken from me. And now I can really be with the grief and the loss of that and dream into a new future in which I do want kids.
Ellie is the essence of post-traumatic growth. And I've witnessed over the years her share her story. And time again, she's just continued to show how whole and well she is around her experience and how generous she is in caring for others as she shares.
It feels like no effort, no thread that I followed and woven back into my life in the healing process has gone wasted. I don't identify actually with having PTSD anymore. And I think this is something that as a therapist I'm realizing. I don't think we talk about PTSD as like a treatable and healable thing. So I feel that I'm very deeply healed.